Hey there, my name is Tracy, and this is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel. My Kringle candle haul finally arrived yesterday. As you may recall, on Wednesday, it said it was going to be here. FedEx person showed up. I got all excited, only to find out that they were not delivered, rescheduled for Thursday. So I waited to unbox this with you. So I'm going to open the box. I'll share with you what I got. Unfortunately, 3 of these aren't available anymore because they were a part of the St. Patrick's Day clearance, but I'll show them to you anyway and give you some insight into the cold impression, share with you the label, and talk about those scent notes and whether or not it's true to the description. Now, one of these is a repurchase for me because I absolutely love it, and that's the Leprechaun Treats one. Oh my gosh, y'all, that one is delicious. It's almost gone. My husband's burning it right now, otherwise I would show it to you. It's almost gone, and I was really happy to be able to snag another one. I know I said I wasn't going to because I didn't want to store it, and that's still true. I don't want to store it, which is why I'm going to burn it more. Also, Jamie is always giving me handwritten notes, and I looked it up on Kringle's Instagram, and Jamie is one of the warehouse workers. I guess they have a pretty small group in the warehouse. I think there's 3 of them. So I did actually get to see what Jamie looks like. Super nice that they give me those handwritten notes. That seems like it would be a lot of work, so I appreciate her doing that. Okay, so, I actually forgot I ordered these. That's right. This is the Daylights pack that was 50% off. That's a lot to go through, y'all, but I will share with you my first impressions on these. I haven't obviously burned them yet, and I haven't tried any of these fragrances. These are all new ones to me, not necessarily new to Kringle, but new to me. And I got this sampler was 50% off, so I think it was like $25. And I got it in this format so that I can burn these in my bathroom, give the scents a try, and then if I like them, I can wait until there's a sale on the bigger candles and pick those up. So I'll go over those with us, but I'm going to start with the big candles first. Let's see, I'll show you the one that I already talked about, the Leprechaun Treats. Where is it? Wow, these come packaged so well, y'all. They're like really stuck in the crates. Ooh, I can smell the caramel and that pot of gold. It is just wafting in the box. Yeah, so here's the Leprechaun Treats one that I reordered. This one is just so amazing. Super sweet, very vanilla, creamy vanilla, warm amber, and more vanilla. But honestly, y'all, all I get out of this, even when I burn it, is vanilla. I don't get the amber, or if it is an amber, it's like a honey sweet amber. I do have a Lighting the Way review for this one. I'll go ahead and post the link in the description below if you want to know more. So for now, just going to show you the label, talk about how much I love this one, and say if you can get your hands on it next year, snag it because it's delicious. But if you want to know more, watch the Lighting the Way episode. So since I can smell it, we might as well talk about this one next. This is the Pot o' Gold. This is the other Kringle St. Patrick's Day that I was on the fence about and then decided, like, if it's 50% off, I'm just going to order it. This one is sweet caramel, cream, sugar, vanilla, and rum. This is a very dark caramel. A little bit bitter. I don't get a whole lot of sweetness. Some of that might be coming from the rum, the darkness of it. But it's not too boozy. I feel like sometimes alcohol-related scented candles can be kind of boozy. But really all I get is kind of like a dark caramel or dark brown sugar note with this. And it's sweet, of course. Simple. I was expecting more complexity. I don't know why, because the scent notes aren't that complex, but pretty simple, smells delicious. Looking forward to burning it. The classic 2-wick that comes in the large jars. I've had really good luck with my Leprechaun Treats one. It's, I don't know, it's probably like down to here now. And the wicks have been doing really well. I haven't had issues with fallout or sooting or them dudding out. It's been really stellar. So that has lasted, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this one performs. And then the other St. Patrick's Day one was the Shamrock Fields. And I got this one because I wanted to see how it compared to Yankees Shamrock. What's it called? Lucky something. I'll put a picture of it up here. I bought that one. That one has been in my March rotation. It's almost gone. I've got like that much in the bottom. Actually, it's lit right now. It'll probably burn out today. I really have been enjoying it. The issue, per usual, with that candle is that it's sooting. Despite my use of an Illumilid, it struggles to pool. It's had the classic large jar issues. So I'm hoping this is kind of a substitute, and then I'll just buy this one every year. Scent notes on this are herbal, green, ozone, sea mist, soft woods, and musk. It's not the same. This one almost smells like parsley. What am I getting? It's probably the woods note. There's something that almost smells peppery. And then you get a really fresh green note that reminds me of how parsley smells. So it's greens, but I was expecting, I think, more of a grassy note. And to me, this just smells more herbaceous. And there's like a hint of something that almost smells soapy. Might be the musk. It's interesting. I'll see how it burns. Not what I was expecting. I was expecting something a little more green, a little more grassy. This is still very fresh, but I also feel like those base notes of the musk and the soft woods might be overpowering the green note that's in it. So same wax, same wicks on that one. And then I did order 2 additional ones, and these ones were, I think it was buy one, get one half off. So not the best sale, but I figured as long as I was paying for shipping for the half off St. Patrick's Day one, I might as well buy 2 more that I'm interested in. And I did do a daylights of this sea salt and tonka and really enjoyed what I could smell of it. It wasn't very strong, but that's fair given the daylight size. And I want to see what this smells like in the tall candle, in the big candle, because it was delicious in the small one. Oh yeah, this is so pretty. I love the tonka in this. Okay, scent notes aren't listed on this one, and I'm like, when did Kringle start listing scent notes? This candle is old, y'all. The batch date on this is from 2022. I just confirmed too. I checked the St. Patrick's Day, and you'll see this one has a batch code on the bottom there. Hopefully that'll focus. It starts with 25, so this one was manufactured this year. The Tonka, without scent notes, has a batch code that starts with 22, y'all. This candle is old. 3 years old? Yeah, 40th day. So this would have been manufactured in February of 2022. This candle's 3 years old. I don't know how I feel about that. That's weird. We'll see. If it doesn't have throw, I might reach out to them and complain. Sometimes I feel like candles can get a little bit stronger with age, but I think there's a breaking point where those oils just start to lose their oomph and degrade. I'll also highlight that there's some discoloration with the wax. So you can see at the top here, it looks whiter than kind of throughout the jar. It looks more yellow. And not that they're necessarily supposed to be the same color, but the one on the right is darker. I don't know if that's going to come through much on the camera, but this one's the older one. Smells delicious though. Scent notes on this one are sea salt, lemon, marine, citrus, tonka bean, lavender, jasmine, amber, sheer musk, and cedar. All I get is the tonka bean, which again feels almost like a woody vanilla. There's a hint of floral. You could convince me it's lavender, but I don't get that sharpness from the jasmine that you might expect. And there's definitely some like base earthy notes. It's ambiguous to me. It could be the musk, it could be the amber, it could be the cedar. There's just something that's kind of heavy in the background that's helping to weigh down some of that brighter note from the floral. And do I get the citrus? I don't get the citrus, but there's definitely like an aquatic accord that's in the top notes. Super pretty, earthy, not too overpowering in terms of the florals. Cannot wait to get that going and see how it compares to the Daylight that I had purchased. And then I did pick up for my half off one a country candle. And these are going to be going away sometime soon. So this comes in the classic country candle jar. This one I got with my husband in mind because he loves citrus candles and he loves gourmands. And the scent notes are candied lemon, orange juice, lime zest, red berries, coconut milk, cocoa powder, buttery caramel, sugar crystals, vanilla buttercream frosting. Also love the color of that. Look at that, how pretty that is. It's like a purplish blue. And then this looks like a very fun cupcake. If I thought this was going to be sticking around for any time, I would do a scented table on this. I love making cupcakes and doing the frosting like that. It's really fun. You make like 3 or 4 different colors and then put it all in the piping bag together without mixing it. And then when you squeeze it out, it kind of blends and swirls in a really pretty way. But it's going away, so I might not do that. Yep, this is exactly how somebody described it. So I was reading reviews. I think it was actually on the Kringle website, and somebody said it smelled like a Fruit Loops cupcake. That's spot on. You get the brightness and the juicy sweetness, the sourness from the fruit that's in here. I'm definitely getting lemon. I just feel like there's something zesty. That's probably the lime. So you get these like really sharp, bright, fruity notes, but then it's also really sweet. And you get a hint of lactose. You could tell me it was dairy milk and not coconut, and I would believe you. Because I don't get much coconut, but I get like a milky note to it. I don't know if I get the caramel or the cocoa. Yeah, I don't get the caramel or the cocoa. That might come to life on hot. And then you definitely get the sugary sweetness and the buttercream. And the buttercream is really nice. It is a vanilla, and it does have the richness of a buttercream. So it's more than just a vanilla frosting. You get like a buttery note to it as well. But to be clear, buttercream isn't like a baked good buttery. It's like a soft butter smell. It's hard. I want to make sure it's clear. This does not smell like a pastry. It smells like buttercream. It's beautiful. Oh, I'm sad this might be going away. Hopefully they release these in their normal Kringle jars. This looks like, can't tell, those are super thin. It almost looks like it has a core in there, but love that these jars have the 2 wicks. Honestly, Yankee needs to move to double wicks in their jars like this. The 2 wicks are much more effective at pooling out, and I feel like they just perform better overall. I would love to see Yankee move to this model from a single wick to a 2 wick like that. Okay, so that's the big ones. St. Patrick's 50%. Buy one, get one half off on the other 2. And then let's get this Daylights candle pack open. By the way, this is a lot of candles to get through. So if y'all want to use the timestamps below or just hover your mouse over the kind of the time scale of the video, you can just skip to whichever ones you want. I kind of forgot this was coming. I mean, I knew it was, but I forgot it was in this haul because I have the other haul from Kringle coming too. But I guess I just ordered that, so that doesn't make any sense that this would be in that one. But I forgot this was in here, and that's going to make this a longer video. I do wish that Kringle did something a little bit more creative with their Daylights sampler packets. Like, I would love to see, I don't know, like an Advent style where you have to like open either cardboard or, I don't know, it comes in like some sort of fun packaging. This is just kind of boring. It's also really flimsy, so I don't know if you can see that, but it flexes quite a bit and doesn't always work the best for holding an entire pack of these. It's a pack of 12. Cats were fighting over the box, so hopefully they'll calm down now. I made it more accessible. Yeah, hear him? He's still sassing at me. You can have it. Your brother walked away. I don't know. Boy, cats are territorial. Anyway, I'm just going to quickly sniff these, give you a first impression, share the scent notes with you because there's quite a few here. I will do shorts when I burn these. I plan on kind of doing like one a day between now and entering into my April rotation. So I'll just do shorts on what I think of them on warm. But today I'll just share with you the scent notes and talk about my cold impression because this is just a lot to get through. So I'll start with this first one. This is the Yuzu and Sage. This one's getting a lot of hype on YouTube, Instagram. Everybody, all the ambassadors who got these earlier saying this one's really delicious. It's lemon, grapefruit, mandarin, yuzu, eucalyptus, mint, ginger, peach, apricot, musk, coconut, kiwi, and watermelon. Yeah, it's just really fruity. I feel like it kind of smells like a fruit punch, but with that kind of sourness, the sour, bitter sweetness of a yuzu. I don't know how I feel about it. I was expecting it to have more yuzu in it, and I feel like it's just kind of like an ambiguous fruity smell. I feel like I'm getting the kiwi and a little bit of the watermelon in there too. We'll see how that warms. I was also excited about the Spanish moss. Okay, so the Spanish moss is floral, aromatic, moss, wood, patchouli, and musk. This smells almost exactly like Goose Creek's New Mountainside. You get that kind of really deep, earthy note to it that definitely smells like a moss or like some sort of damp, decaying forest floor vibe. However, this one has a cologne note in it that I'm not fond of. That might be the musk or the patchouli. Kind of smells like it's too heavy on the cologne. I don't think I'm going to like that when it's lit, but we'll see. Sea salt and bergamot was another one that I saw. I love bergamot. I love sea salt. Let me get these scent notes for us. Sea salt and bergamot has bergamot, orange, petitgrain, neroli, yay, lavender, basil, jasmine, patchouli, musk, and amber. Okay. This smells like a laundry scent to me. Which kind of makes sense. It's got like florals and fruitiness in there, the citrus, which kind of, I think, sometimes can get at a laundry note. Yeah, this literally just smells like laundry detergent. I don't know how I feel about that one either. See, this is why I buy the daylights, y'all, because then I can just test them. It cost me $24, but there'll be some good ones in here, and then I don't have to buy 12 of the big ones and be like, oh, this isn't what I thought. So I'm glad I'm sniffing these in the smaller version, and I'm glad I'm sharing them with you, because some of these scent notes I just don't feel like are accurate depictions of what I'm actually sniffing. Garden Fresh, which is another one I was excited about. This is the one that's got the tomatoes on the front, if you've been watching the ambassador reviews. So it's floral, green, herbal, rhubarb. That's interesting. Musk and green. This one is really pretty. Yeah, that's beautiful. It kind of smells like the greens of the tomato vine. Like if you brush the plant and you get that really earthy green note paired with like a vegetal sweetness from the rhubarb. And then just kind of a fresher, grassy green. That's beautiful. This one was as expected, if not better. Cannot wait to light that one. It's also been a lot of hype around this Chiffon Parfait. I can say that. And Peony. Let's look this one up for us. People, I think, were expecting this to be more gourmandy than what it actually is. So let's see what I think of it. Scent notes are lychee, bergamot, rhubarb, rose, magnolia, peony, vetiver, vanilla, musk, and cashmere. Yeah, this doesn't smell gourmandy at all. This smells just like a floral candle. Again, I don't know. Who knows what it'll be like when it burns. It's really pretty. And I mostly get rose and peony. And lychee. I get the lychee. I don't get much of the base notes on cold at all. Beautiful, but I wouldn't, like, the picture makes me think this is going to have some sort of like dessert note to it, but it's really just a floral candle. Okay, Seaside is the next one. Let me get those notes pulled up. Seaside has bergamot, soft fruit lavender. Says it's herbal, driftwood, and moss. Yeah, this one's okay too. Too cologne-y for my taste. Sometimes driftwood can come across as being cologne-y, and that's definitely what this driftwood style is. I get mostly bergamot and that driftwood. Could be the moss note too, because the Spanish moss had a moss note, and that's really cologne-y. So something Kringle is doing, it might be the moss, is adding a cologne note to this. I was expecting it to be much more aquatic, and on cold it's not aquatic enough for me. Okay, the next one is Aegean Zest, and that one has floral, citrus, lemon, gardenia, musk, and green. Let me find that yuzu one. Where did it go? Curious how these compare. Here it is. Yeah. They're very similar. He wants me to take down the shamrock decorations, apparently. It is time. It's fair. It's a fair criticism. Yeah, the Aegean Zest is definitely more lemony. You get more of the citrus, and it's like a more traditional citrus. And that gardenia adds a white floral sharpness to it. It almost still smells like a cleaner, but I feel like it leans more towards like a laundry care than like a counter cleaner, whereas the yuzu one, I feel like, unfortunately, almost smells like a counter cleaner. I don't know. I'm so intrigued by this yuzu one, but I think if I had to choose between the two, I would be leaning towards the Aegean Zest, at least on cold. Okay, next one is Sugared Peony. That one has floral, white floral, peony, tuberose, orange flower, and vanilla infused musk. This one has a much more powdery floral note. I get the peony first and foremost. You get a little bit of that tuberose, and I definitely get a hint that there's supposed to be some sharp floral, like what you'd get from a white floral. And that vanilla is definitely helping to ground it a bit, but it kind of comes off as a little bit powdery. Let me see how that compares to the other peony. Yeah, this one's more like deodorant-y body care. And the Parfait one is more earthy floral. I like this one better. I like the Parfait one better. I don't know if I'd consider this a sugared peony. It's not sweet, so the name is a little bit misleading. Next is Mandarin Petals. This one is citrus, fruit, neroli, mandarin, berry, and musk. I'm just going to share it because I know you all can respect my oddities. The very first thing I think of is orange chicken when I smell this. And like Panda Express orange chicken. It doesn't have the chicken note. It doesn't have the fried note, but it definitely has that like super concentrated, sweet orange note to it. Almost like what you'd get if you were to take like a lot of orange zest and cook with it along with maybe some like ginger. So I feel like it's just got like a hint of like something spicy and sharp with the really juicy, bright notes. If I had to guess, the sharpness is probably coming from the neroli and the musk, and then the juiciness from the citrus and the berry. That is weird, but I like it, and I am excited to try this one. Not what I was expecting, but it's fun. Okay, the next one is Grape Soda. Let me find those scent notes for us. Grape soda, that's what the label looks like. Literally just a bottle of soda being poured into a glass. Is grape, orange, apple, fruity, grape, red fruits, berry, strawberry, rose, grape, orange flower, sweet, and lactonic. Pretty sure there's going to be grape in this. This reminds me a lot of what was the Valentine's Day Bath and Body Works, the Forever Sweet. Oh, I feel like I need to go get my big jar of that. Hang on a second. I'm going to go get it. Okay. Got this one. Took it out of the closet. Putting this in my April rotation because of the jar reminds me of Easter. Dug it out. Took me a second. I think these are pretty similar. Yeah. If you liked Forever Sweet, I think you'd like this grape soda. This one smells a little bit more powdery, a little more tart, but I feel like it's the exact same grape note, and this one has a powdery note to it also. It's pretty. I like it. But for the price, I would have definitely bought more of these instead of a big one of this. Plus, I'm not a huge fan of that fragrance. I like it, but don't love it, so probably won't get the big one of the grape soda. But if you liked Forever Sweet, I would say pick that up. Next one is Lilac Macaron. This was another one that I feel like is getting some hype from the ambassadors. Love the floral, the idea of adding a floral with an edible, mostly because I like macarons, and I feel like that's also kind of notorious for the French style pastries, that they'll add like a floral note to it. So this one's pastry, lilac, sweet, vanilla, raspberry, and sugar. What is this, y'all? All right, I'm going to reserve judgment until this is warmed because I know that several others have said on cold it's like what, and then they warm it and it's nice. I'm being so critical. On cold, this smells like you're making pastries and you can smell your deodorant. Like I don't want to be mean, but yeah, the lilac just comes across as being very powdery and deodorant-y, and then you definitely get a pastry note, and it smells almost like croissant. It does not smell like macaron cookie to me. It smells like you're working in a bakery sweating, and your deodorant is like wafting off of you with the smell of the croissants that are in the oven. I don't know. Y'all. We'll see. Thank you for humoring my odd interpretations of scent notes. I'm glad that most of you value them and find humor in them. It's all I've got. It's just where my brain goes. I don't know what that says about me, but that's just who I am. Okay, next one is Fresh Bergamot. So let me check the scent notes on this one. All right, citrus, bergamot, orange, lime, basil, and citrus. That one's pretty. Definitely like a blend of citrus notes. You get the kind of sharpness from the lime. And the orange is a sweet, juicy orange. So I feel like it kind of helps to balance the bergamot and the lime. I get a hint of earthiness, but the basil does not come through strong on this for me. This almost smells like it's just like the Fruit Stripes gum from the 90s. There's something oddly familiar about this that reminds me of like middle school, high school. It might be the Fruit Stripes gum. I'll put a picture of it up here in case you don't know what I'm talking about. Kind of reminds me of that. There's something like candy-esque about it, even though there's not a like sugar note in this at all, but it might be coming from the juiciness of the orange. Pretty, but interesting. So that's all 12 of the daylights. I don't know. I'm so glad I ordered these in the small sizes so that I can experience them, because I'm not sure I'm going to like most of these. So my plan with these daylights is I'm going to burn like one a day. They honestly don't last that long, and they have a tendency to dud out. I'm going to actually be talking about that in my episode 4 of my coffee series, because the one just really had some issues. So I'll be burning like one of these a day and spreading it across both my March and my April rotations. And I'm just going to do shorts and share with you kind of what they smell like on warm and a video of what it looks like. These jars are really pretty. They've got like these ridges. And so when you light it, the light comes through and creates this really pretty like glow on the desk or table where you have it. So I'll be sure to share that footage with you as well. So it'll be small updates. I'm not going to do like a big follow up on these. It'll just be in shorts and share them with you as I burn through them. And I don't know if it'll be 12 consecutive days, but definitely 12 days over the end of March and into April so that you can have some insights from me on how those are warm. All right, y'all, that is the long-awaited Kringle haul. I cannot wait to go shove this in my husband's nose. I think this is the one I'm most excited for, and a couple of those daylights are pretty intriguing. Hopefully you found this informative, useful, and a little bit humorous. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Clearly my cat has something to say. And if you're returning, I really appreciate your continued support. Have a great day, everybody, and I hope you have a really good Friday night going into the weekend. Take care. Bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow.